Krishna. My name is Lakshmi Priya, and I will be talking about the sixth gopi of the Ashtasakhis, Indulekha. Indulekha appeared in the village of Indroli. Her father's name was Sagar, and her mother's name was Bela Devi. She was 3 days younger than Radharani, being 14 years, 2 months, and 10.5 days of age. She was very contrary and short or hot tempered, and she had a tan complexion. She used to wear clothing as reddish color as the sunrise, also called the color of the pomegranate flower. She learned various skills and shastras. She learned Naga Shastra, various methods of charming snakes. She learned Samudra Shastra, which is the science of palmistry. She is an expert in stringing necklaces for Radha and Krishna and weaving clothes with very fine silk fibers. She knew the art of decorating teeth. She also learned Ratna Shastra or gemology, and she also taught her friends to be skilled messengers in the service of the divine couple. Her main service is to prepare food for Radha and Krishna. And by this facilitating the divine couple's communication, Induleka essentially increases the divine couple's mutual love. And all the gopis also used to come to her for guidance in their devotional service, and she used to put them in the service of Radha and Krishna. She taught them how to make garlands, how to make ornaments, and she also had the gopis oversee the divine couple's treasury. So here's a beautiful pastime where Induleka plays a very important role. So one time, Radha and Krishna were sitting near the banks of the Yamuna. And Radha, after some time, says to Krishna that, Dear Krishna, today Induleka has made a special effort to dress me and decorate me for our meeting today. And Krishna replies, appreciating the service of Induleka, he says, Oh yes, Radha, I see. I have no words to describe your shringar today. And then Krishna starts describing Radharani's dress and the decorations. And Radharani asks him, But Krishna, how do you perceive just my face? And Krishna compares Radharani's face to the moon. He says, Your face is just like the moon. When I remember your face, my burning heart is cooled when I'm separated from you. And Radharani was actually unsatisfied with that answer. She said, Why do you compare my face to the moon? The moon actually has 5 faults. And Krishna asks Radha, he was like, What do these faults do, Radha? And so Radha starts listing the faults. She said, first of all, the moon is Nishkar, which means one who stays awake all night. Second, the moon is Vishbindu, which means that like when the churning of the milk ocean happened, uh, vish or poison came out as a result, and it mixed with the water, which had the reflection of the moon. That's why the moon is Vishbindu. Also, she said the moon is Vakra, or tilted. She said the moon is Sunik, or which means that after the day of Purnima, the moon wanes every single day and it gets smaller and smaller. And finally, the fifth fault was that the moon is also Kalank, which means it is completely dark on the day of Amavasya. And Krishna says to Radha, "Oh, Radharani, you misunderstood me. I meant the 5 good qualities of the moon instead of the bad qualities." And he started listing the good qualities. He said, first of all, moon increases love between two lovers. Secondly, the ocean feels pleasure when the ocean looks at the moon. Similarly, when I look at you, I feel I'm pleasured by looking at your moon-like face. And thirdly, the moon nourishes medicinal herbs with its cooling rays, just like how you nourish my Viraras when I'm fighting with Asuras. And then the moon also removes scorching heat of the day with moonbeams, just like how when I remember your face, my heart stops burning, it cools down from your separation. And then lastly, it increases rasa between lovers, just how just as how you, Radha, um, increase love in Vrindavan Vasis for you. And Krishna, after explaining all the good qualities, thinks that he has Radharani convinced now that Radharani is going to be happy. But he's waiting for a reply, but when he looks back, Radharani is not there anymore. She left because she got mad at Krishna. And Krishna was very sad. He was distressed. So he walks near a kadamba tree, sits down, and then he sees moon rays hitting a branch of the tree of the yellow kadamba flowers, which resemble the complexion of Radharani. So now Krishna starts crying in separation of Radharani, and he goes to the forest and starts looking for her. Now, after a while, Indulekha comes in and she sees Krishna crying. So she's like, Krishna, why are you crying? Like, what happened? And Krishna starts explaining what he just said to Radha. And he was like, oh, I compared Radharani's face to the moon. And then she just got mad at me and she left. And then Induleka was like, oh, Krishna, yes, you made a mistake. You should not have compared Radharani's face with the moon because her beauty is incomparable and you compared it to the moon with limited beauty. So she said to Krishna, do you not remember what Lord Shiva said? Because Lord Shiva once said that the moon is beautiful and the moon in the winter season is even more beautiful. But suppose I combine the beauty of millions of winter moons. In that case, I will still be unsuccessful in defining the beauty of Srimati Radharani. Then she also mentioned that the moon or the Chandra kind of sort of resembles the name Chandravali. And Chandravali was the rival chief gopi of Radharani. So why would Krishna mention Chandra when Radharani is right there? Because that reminds her of Chandravali. So Krishna, he just lowers his head, he realizes his mistake, and he tells Induleka, he's like, please, Induleka, help me find Radharani and pacify her. And Induleka was, yeah, like, she was like, yeah, I will help you, I will try my best. So they both start looking for Radharani. Now, several hours later, she found Radharani, who was sitting under a banyan tree, chanting the names of Krishna. But to her surprise, Radharani was disguised in the form of Krishna. So she goes up to Radharani and she says, oh, you look very identical to Krishna. And then Srimati Radharani, she says, yes, Induleka, now can you help me find Radharani? And now Induleka was so confused because Radharani is asking where Radharani is in Krishna's form. So Induleka was like, well, I don't know anymore, but I do know that Krishna, the real Krishna, is looking for Radharani. So do you want to go over there and search for her? So they both start walking in that direction, and then they finally get to that place where Krishna is, and Krishna turns back and he sees Chandravali and another Krishna who's actually Radharani, but he doesn't know that. So he goes up to that person. He's like, "Oh, who are you? Because you look like me." And then Srimati Radharani, disguised as Krishna, says, "I'm looking for Srimati Radharani. Do you know where she is?" And then Krishna, showing his loyalty, kind of gets angry. He's like, "Oh, why are you looking for Radharani? Radharani only belongs to me." And then Srimati Radharani, as Krishna, says, no, I am searching for Radharani and she belongs to me. And Krishna was so confused because what is happening right now? So he looks deeply into this person's eyes and he sees Radharani's love for him. So now he got to understand the entire situation and he started shouting. He was like, oh, Radharani, I found you. I found you. And Radharani was very happy with this. She just wanted to see Krishna's loyalty. So she came back into her original form and the divine couple were united again with the help of Induleka. Um, so Krishna now asked Radharani, and he was like, "How about you disguise again as me, and we go to the gopis or the Sakhi Mandala to see to see if they can identify who is who, like who's Krishna, who's the real Krishna, and who's the disguised Krishna." So Radharani, she disguised herself again in Krishna. And Induleka, Krishna, and Radharani as Krishna went to the Sakhi Mandala. And they asked the Sakhis, like, oh, can you like tell who's who? And the Sakhis were so confused. They were trying their best. They decided to maybe um, spill secrets to see who is who. But the thing is, Krishna and Radha share all their secrets. So there is no secret that only one person knows. So the gopis failed to tell who was who. But then Induleka stepped up and she was like, oh, this is Krishna. This is Srimati Radharani disguised as Krishna. And all the gopis were happy again and they started worshipping the divine couple. So I chose Induleka because she plays a, a very important role in the relationship between Radha and Krishna. And specifically in this pastime, she helped resolve their conflicts and she enriches their experiences and brings them closer together. And also, like as mentioned before, she helps she gives other gopis guidance in how to serve the Lord, which I think is one of the best qualities a devotee can have is making like other devotees um, or having other devotees put into the service of the Lord. So thank you. I would like to thank the ISKCON Vaishnavi Ministry for giving me this opportunity to participate in this special program. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.